LAPD is repeatedly cycling over the apartment. It is currently right now, it's 11:26 p.m. and they're repeatedly flying back and forth. This is demonic pacing, amplification, and this is major facilitation. And the entity after again, I want to be clear, I published a lot of documentation about the people of the state that were group stalking on Alvarado. This is all relevant to how long they're sitting in federal prison. This is the entity that they are group stalking with, while the entity is group stalking by helicopter. That's exactly what they're doing, and that's exactly why they're going to federal prison. They are indeed crossing path on behalf of this demon-possessed, corrupt law enforcement agency that's group stalking at 11:26 at night. Just like you saw them creeping in the night outside of my window at 5:26 in the dark. That's what they're doing now, never sleeping, obsessively stalking me in helicopters. And that's exactly what the people of the state, all those license plates that I documented, they're group stalking on behalf of that agency. This is documentation against them. They're going to federal prison. This is the entity that's engaged in ongoing patrolling. They're flying back and forth and back and forth. So I just opened the window so I can get it on video, because this is going against the people of the state. This is demonic. They're flying in circles. This is demonic activity. This is, again, in the engineered light, the amplified audible activity, and this is a threat that's communicated by the people who I documented. And let me be clear, every license plate that I read on Alvarado under the light source, in directed light, is going to sit in federal prison longer while I'm capturing the entity that they were stalking in concert with. Because that's how this is going to be used, because that's exactly what they were doing. It's 11:27. They've been cycling for a long time. I've been watching TV, so I wanted to open my window and catch it on video, because they're doing this repeatedly. They didn't go anywhere. They've been doing it repeatedly. Demons flying in a circle. That's a psychopath that's flying over and over and over in a circle. Those are demons flying a helicopter. That's LAPD. That's the law enforcement agency that's going to be disbanded. So I want you to see what they're doing is light activity. They're monitoring me. That's called light activity. Amplified audible activity, relevant positioning, and the spotlight is light activity. This is demonic. And this is exactly who the people of the state were group stalking with under that light source at 6:14 p.m., that same light source that's over me in Fontana. These are the demons that they're monitoring with, and they're going to federal prison for it. And you're disbanding the law enforcement agency. You're going to deal with both ends of the entity. Crossing path. P.O.C. These demons are flying in a circle. I want to be clear. You're looking at the conduct of a psychopath. This is what they're doing all day long as a group under the light source that I refer to as the fake sun. Their whole little demonic environment that they surround me with during the day. These psychopaths going in circles, you just don't see them going in circles because you're looking at a multiplicity of people crossing path. But that's exactly what it is. It's a demon that's going in circles, pacing back and forth in engineered light in the specific environment. It's demonic activity. And they're flying in a circle. This is documentation of terrorism. This is relevant positioning, light activity, and amplified audible activity. And they're not doing anything just like they're all day long group stalking during the day. They're doing it at nighttime. This is P.O.C. You're going to reference the documentation of the Ontario Police Department doing the exact same group stalking in the exact same specific environment. Heavily documented doing the exact same acts of terrorism. And also, while I document the people of the state, these are, again, psychopaths that are literally breaking down on the world stage, because I'm capturing it, I'm going to prosecute with it, but I also want you to witness the threat to the public that the demon-possessed are. That's a crazy person flying in a circle in a helicopter. They're not doing anything but monitoring me. And I mean, in every license plate that I read today, as they were crossing path, they're crossing path on behalf of this obsessed stalker, the public entity. They're going to federal prison, just like I said, because that's a matter of justice. The entity that wants to do the bidding of corrupt law enforcement agencies, they're going to sit in federal prison for that. This is P.O.C. This is the mentally disturbed, demon-possessed group stalkers of the Los Angeles Police Department. You have an agency that is not well. They're not well mentally, not well. okay? And you're talking about what is the affect on human beings that are subject to what is demon possession. And in case you did not know, in case you haven't picked it up from the pattern of conduct, but I want to let you know, the reality is that demon possession actually causes what is mental breakdown. These are people that are not mentally well, and you're talking about what are psychopaths because they also know at the same time what's acceptable, what's supposedly quote unquote normal as society, and also what's expected by them for whatever role that they have. In other words, they know that it's wrong to stalk somebody. They know that group stalking is wrong. You're talking about what's referred to as a secret society, but you're also witnessing while it's exposed, their criminal conduct is revealing what is a very demented mind state, necessarily so. Shadows appearing on ceilings, what is engaging in ongoing obsessive stalking, and you're driving police cars and you're stalking somebody bearing weapons. You're a police officer and you don't have anything else more important to do. You're talking about an entire agency that's devoted to stalking someone, and they're caught in what is the center of the practice of what is demonic. And so I just want to be clear, you're witnessing demonic activity as it's practiced by a police department, and they are mimicking. In other words, they are engaging in the identical conduct and behavior that I've captured previous law enforcement agencies engaging in, and it's demonic. This is demonic behavior. And it is the criminal elements of monitoring, but I want to be clear, it's demonic behavior, and these people are out of their right minds. This is psychotic. And this is what the demon possession has. This is the affect of what demon possession is on human beings. But you're going to, this is going toward the disbanding of the Los Angeles Police Department. You're going to use this again when you're talking about in federal court and disbanding as a matter of justice. Yes, they're monitoring, but you're also going to look at what is a psychopath. This is evidence that can be used against the Los Angeles Police Department in disbanding them. All the criminal elements of monitoring remain. This is P.O.C. And this is an intent, again, terrorizing, tormenting someone, doing so while they're stalking in the path. They're in engineer light. Don't forget the light activity. You got multiple shadows. They're in the engineered light. The people of the state are remaining in relevant position. They all live in relevant position. They're all monitoring literally while I'm capturing this video. This is the pattern of conduct that is underway, and they are flying in circles for the whole world to see. There is no pending let me tell you what's going on in this specific environment. It's called criminal summoning. There is no emergency. They're monitoring. And these are demons. You already know what the pattern of conduct is. You know the character of the light. This is a psychopath flying in circles in a helicopter. The spotlight is light activity. This is P.O.C. This is so unfortunate because psychopaths, once you catch them on video, then they'll just keep doing more of it because it's supposed, oh, nothing to see here. I'm just flying in circles. It doesn't have anything to do with the targeted individual. I was just doing this over here, and I'm just going to keep on doing it because I'm not going to hurry up and fly off and make it look like I have anything to run from. They're monitoring. You already know the specific environment. You already know it. And so while the entity engages in this behavior, which is ordinarily intended to torment and terrorize and inflict fear, I'm going to capture it on video and I'm going to prosecute with it. This is, and let me be clear, my ability to document and prosecute and advocate legislation around it is in no way lessening the threat. And while they have that criminal intent, and while it is the pattern of conduct, they're monitoring right now, and so are the people of the state. And this is evidence used against the people of the state. Indeed, like I said, those that were group stalking, and I have captured their license plate. This is going to be used against them because this is the entity that they were stalking with. Okay, this is the entity on whose behalf they were stalking, and you want to engage in that on behalf of this entity that's going to be disbanded. Okay, this is speaking to what are delusional psychopaths, very, very dangerous to themselves and to the public. To themselves and to the public. And I want to be clear, they are listening to me pull my panties down in the middle of the night when I get up out of my sleep. They're listening to me breathe. Okay, these are demons that are obsessed. Okay, flying in a circle, hovering in a helicopter outside of my window in the dark. All right, just like the other morning for 13 minutes while I'm outside of this window amplifying while they're sitting on the opposite side of my apartment under the fake sun, the light source that rises and sets over me. I am the center of their universe, just like you see the environment suggest. Those demons were engaged in demonic patrolling, the outward expression, demonstration of demon possession. And it's criminal facilitation while demons are sitting in their cars, group stalking in the parking lot. That's a demon. You already know that this is engineered light. Outside walking, there's multiple shadows. That's a demon sitting in the vehicle, start creating light activity. That's exactly why the people of the state were documented by license plate and they're sitting in federal prison. And this evidence is going to go against them because that's exactly on whose behalf they were monitoring with, that obsessed law enforcement agency. And they're doing it in the specific environment. The creation of light activity when you're in engineered light is criminal facilitation. Everybody in Alvarado Gardens, again, engaged in a systematic means of threatening the life of the targeted individual. This goes without saying. So all I did was walk out on Alvarado Gardens and document more while that same corrupt law enforcement agency, demons, and having access to helicopters were flying in relevant positions. That wasn't a coincidence then, and it's not separate from what they were doing right now and what they were doing for a prolonged period before I captured video. And then psychopaths just continue to do the same thing because they are under the delusion that anybody is fooled about what they're doing and who they're focused on, as though the sun rises and sets over one person. All I did was document it. This is what I mean by psychopaths who are going to be restrained and placed in mental padded rooms in federal prison. That's exactly what I mean. It's currently 11:37 p.m. and that's light activity. That's facilitation. All right, they're doing it. Remember the engineered light while you're walking toward the dumpster. Those demons are walking with kids to the dumpster in engineered light. That light activity is criminal facilitation. You had a demon-possessed group stalker, the people of the state, group stalking in the parking lot and then turning on their headlights. That's criminal facilitation. All they're doing is monitoring. And the demon-possessed do not sleep. They're monitoring and engaged in obsession with me on an ongoing basis. And inside of my apartment right now remains engineered light. Okay, that is the sex offender, very concerned about what's going on when my panties are down. Very much concerned about that. Okay, it is currently, again, 11:38 p.m. and this is P.O.C.